The other day I was at a friend's house and there was a bunch of 10-year-old boys that were visiting in his house, and they were bored, and I said, hey, I know how to fix that, and I took them over to the big screen of the computer and I punched up Zorro on YouTube, and they were really getting a kick out of that. And I said, I used to watch that show when I was your age. And then the wheels kind of fell off of everything. Diego in the show introduced his manservant to somebody in the show, and he said, this is my manservant, he's deaf and he's dumb. And all the kids went gasp, and then a couple of the parents said, wow, what are you doing? What are you teaching my kids? And I said, you know what, you got to judge people by the backdrop of their time, because back then it wasn't offensive. I mean, deaf and dumb meant that you couldn't hear and you couldn't speak. Big deal. Nobody took offense. And then some politically correct liberal politician one day said, let's change all of the words. Watch the short clip on this. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of fun.
What are you doing up there? You, come down here. I'll teach you to spy on me. Come down, I say.
Your pardon,
what are you doing here?
Capitan,
Speak.
Your pardon. But this man, he cannot answer you. He is deaf and dumb.
Who is he?
Don Diego's servant. He brought him from Spain.
Are you certain he cannot hear?
Oh, positive. Watch this.
You have the face of a donkey. You smell like a goat. Your father was a baboon.
Get on with the inspection, Sergeant. And make sure to inspect carefully. Carry on, Sargento.
It's kind of cool. Hey, that wasn't so bad. That's not so offensive. But in any event, some people did take offense. Justin Trudeau in Canada. Now he's trying to ram through a bill that's called, referred to as C-16. And it's about transgender people, and it gives them the ability or the green light to invade effectively women's and girls' bathrooms and change rooms under the guise of gender identity or expression. And if you're a parent of one of those kids and you actually found a pervert in the bathroom under that guise, you'd be charged with a hate crime if you said anything bad. And I mean, Trudeau, you're back to this deaf and dumb thing. I mean, he's deaf. He doesn't hear anything that the Canadians tell him. About 70-some-odd% of Canadians are saying, don't do that. And dumb, I mean, he's dumber than a duck. I mean, that's just incredible. But he's pushing it through, and he thinks that those people are normal, and like, let's get past it. You know, I was booking a flight just the other day to go someplace, and it struck me that they always ask if you're male or female. I guess Trudeau hasn't booked a regular flight recently, because he'll want to change that as well. You have to have another box to say other, and then you probably have to describe what other is. I mean, anything to mix things up and take away from regular. I mean, these people, they're just incredibly goofy. They walk among us. Many children who are diagnosed as transgender may actually be autistic, whose fixation with the opposite gender may be as fleeting as a toddler's obsession with trains or trucks, according to this new theory. And it's causing a lot of, I don't know, feedback, kickback, pushback from a lot of groups, and probably from Trudeau. You know, who knows about that? But in that event, this happens to be a Canadian psychologist. His name is Kenneth Zucker, a doctor. And he says it's possible that children who have a tendency to get obsessed or fixed on something may latch onto a gender. Just because the kids are saying something doesn't necessarily mean that you have to accept that, or that it's true, or that it could be in the best interest of the child. A 4-year-old might say that he's a dog. Do you go out and buy him dog food? Of course not. You try to turn him back, right? I mean, the LGBT community now is responding with outrage. Of course they would, because it's something that they didn't make up themselves. And, you know, but you got to think that through. And they're saying that you can't go and fix us. We don't want to be fixed. Well, if a 4-year-old says he's a dog, I kind of think you should fix him. You know, there's plenty of anxiety in Canada about Donald Trump and about his America First thing. What's that going to do for trade? What does it mean for Canada? And now Canadian politicians are saying we have such a long history with the United States coming to one another's aid in times of trouble, and they continue to quote 9/11, where all the airplanes landed and so on in Newfoundland, and they're saying how wonderful we are and everything will be good. good luck with that. I mean, it's America is about America. So says Trump, and I don't think anybody's going to say you helped us one day with landing airplanes, so we're going to not treat you the same as everyone else. I mean, you better start thinking like he's thinking, I think, and I'm Canadian, so I mean, hey, I'm with the program, but these guys, they're coming at it from the wrong direction. You all come back here tomorrow, and we're going to have a new direction. No, we won't. It's got to be the right direction, because that's what we do every day. Hey, see ya.